Hi, I'm Steph, and today we are walking through my February 2026 bullet journal page preview. I'm going to show you how I set up my pages, the supplies that I use, and the goals that I have set for the month. So thank you so much for joining me, and let's get started.
This is Journaled by Steph, a YouTube channel all about bullet journaling. Thanks for watching. Let's tackle supplies. You'll see that I'm laying out a stack of collage images cut from magazines. This is my primary building block for my pages. I'm not a gifted artist, and so I like to rely on collage to add a lot of visual interest, evoke emotion, add color, and this is my selection for February. Additionally, I have my journal. I have stickers that I use. Happy Planner is a favorite brand. And then I have basic office supplies, so scissors, colored pencils, glue stick, ruler, plus some washi tape. There's everything. Next, we're going to set up the cover, which is the first page for the month. This is February's cover from last year. Every year in February, I tend to have kind of a warm winter theme. And this year, I've got this hall entryway. So I'm going to find the middle line just by using my finger, cut down that line, and then I'm going to glue the images down onto the page. Then over to this side, I'm going to add a little bit of color, some texture with some washi tape. And this month, well, every month, I have a bit of a pink theme, as you'll see. I'm going to hand letter the month. Sometimes I use stickers, but for February, I'm using my gold paint marker, and I'm going to write out February, and then I'll add a fun embellishment with this little heart sticker. The next spread is the monthly calendar, and again, this is last year's. You can see that this is a heavily used spread, so I cross off my days as I go. I record appointments, reminders, events. Sometimes I'll even write down how the weather was, just as a fun thing to remember. So let's set up 2026. You'll see I'm cutting these, again, wintry themed images. I'm going to glue them to the top, and then just like the cover, I'm going to add a little washi tape accent. I'm also going to handwrite February at the top. Reminder, sometimes I use stickers for this, but in this case, for the month of February, I'm in the mood to use my handwriting. So I'm going to write February, and then along the right-hand column, this margin area, I'm going to put down a place for my photo list for the month, and I'm also going to leave a place for my bucket list for the month. And the photos and bucket list often go together. They're usually just everyday things, seasonal things that I like to enjoy this time of year. And here it is all together. The next section are my weekly spreads, and I'm going to flip through some spreads from 2025 so you can see what they look like when they're all complete. So we are going to set up this same situation for 2026. You'll see that I have a lot of images. I like to print photos. I use an HP sprocket for that. And then I have these Peekaboo windows that are magazine collage that I lift up and then I write underneath them. So let's set up 2026. So first I'm going to set up my moments to remember, which is the box on the bottom right. And I'm going to color in the top, and then I'm going to add some embellishments. This month I'm using heart stickers because February, naturally. So each spread will have some hearts. And then I'm going to lay out my magazine collage. In this case, I've got one big picture that's going to cover 2 days. And then I have an additional picture that will cover one of the days. So again, this is a Peekaboo style. So I'm going to use washi tape to put the images down on one side. That way I can lift them up and write underneath them, but I still have this nice kind of visual pop. I'm going to fill in the rest of the squares with stickers and doodles, and I'm going to leave some places for photo placeholders, again, that I print from my HP sprocket. And each of these spreads is going to build on each other for the whole month. So let's take a look at all of the spreads together. last and probably most favorite is the feature spread at the end of the month. And this is where I have my goals, I have habit trackers, I have quotes. Sometimes I'll pick a word for the month. And again, you'll see that I'm using this Peekaboo feature. This is last year's February, and this is how it looks when it's all completed. So now we're going to set up this year's February. So again, I'm going to start with Collage, and I'm going to lay out my page, and I've got a couple different options here. So I'm going to kind of move them around and see which one fits the best. And here is the spread all set up. We are going to walk through each of these different sections that I've laid out so that I can share some more about my goals for the month of February. So in the top left, I have a February simple living space. This is similar to what I did in January, but I have some new challenges for the month of February. So I have on the left a space for my February capsule wardrobe. And this is just a fun way for me to use up the clothes that I have and enjoy mixing and matching them in some new ways. On the right, I have a low buy challenge. This is 4 weeks of me focusing on really restricting my spending. This has been a theme for me ever since the month of December, and I've made a list of things that I am happy to buy, also things that I'm going to avoid buying. So I'm excited for this simple living setup. At the bottom left, I have a space for a reading challenge for the month of February, and my goal is to just read more, enjoy more books. I have a great list of titles from my book club, books that are favorites of theirs that I've never read. So as I read, I'm going to just make a note of each book, the author, and maybe a note about what I enjoyed about it. On the right side, I have two main sections. So at the top, I have my winter wellness challenge, and this includes 3 focuses for me. First, I want to eat the rainbow. So I'm going to challenge myself to add color to my diet, and I'm going to write down the colorful things that I'm eating. So I've got red, orange, yellow, and then I'm going to write down things like strawberries, citrus, for blueberries. I think you get the point. Underneath, I have a stretching challenge. So this month I'm going to try to add some more stretching into my daily routine. A simple habit tracker for that. So I'll just track any day, fill in any square that I've done stretching. And then finally, I have a winter skincare challenge. And this is just a little bit more focus on winter skin. I live in a very dry climate, and so this is my accountability to do a little bit more moisturizing, exfoliating, that kind of thing to just combat my dry, arid, flaky winter skin. Beneath Winter Wellness, I have a celebration section. February is my birthday month, so you'll see I have a space on the right for birthday. I'm not exactly sure how I'll use it. I'll either write notes or I'll put a picture. And then on the left, I have some Valentine related ideas. These are just fun brainstorms, things for me to do with my husband, and then also some Galentine's ideas. And then beneath that, I have other festivities. So Super Bowl, I've got a creative play date planned for myself. My overall goal is just to be playful in the month of February. It tends to be a little bit of a harder month for me emotionally. It's winter, it's still dark, it's still cold. So I always like to try to do a few extra things to keep me happy, inspired, and looking forward to every day. Here is the spread as a whole, so you can see all the different pieces together, and I will definitely plan to write and publish more about each of these challenges and get into a little bit more depth than I have time for in this video. So if you're curious to know what does my capsule wardrobe look like, or what am I planning for Valentine's Day, or how's the low buy challenge going? Is it hard? Is it easy? What things am I enjoying? What things are, difficult? I'm planning to write more about every one of those things. You can find all of that information on my Substack, and I will post the link in the description below. I'd love for you to join me. It's a way to just dig a little bit deeper into some of the journal themes that I have planned for this month. And here is our final flip through. So February is all set up. All of my pages are ready, and I'm looking forward to each and every challenge I have planned for myself, as well as just these daily squares that I'm going to fill out as I go along. So I'm excited. I think February is going to be great, and I am looking forward to jumping right in.
Well, that is a wrap. Thank you so much for walking through February with me. I hope that you are planning your own goals and challenges, and that you are planning ways to enjoy your journal and your creative expression, whatever that looks like for you. As a reminder, I do share in deeper depth some of these goals that I'm planning, also additional journal spreads that I don't publish on YouTube, plus sometimes even digital downloads for you to join along. That's all on my Substack. I will link in the description. It's free to join, and I would love to be a part of your inbox throughout the month, sharing more journaling ideas and ways that we can use journaling to help us set goals and challenges and just enjoy the most of every day. So I can't wait to hear more about your thoughts and ideas for February, and I will see you next month. Cheers!